Dhaka International Trade Fair begins. Prime Minister declares handicraft products as a product of the year. BNP's movement is a source of laughter and jokes, says Obaidul Qadir. People have rejected the government, comments Rizvi. And US delegation meets law minister at Secretariat, requests to facilitate a process of formation of trade unions in the factories. Assalamu alaikum, welcome to myTV News. I'm Fawzia Roshan with you in the newsroom. Today we are also watching the headlines and I'm going to the details. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina has given instructions to include new products and market expansion to increase exports. She gave this instruction at the opening ceremony of the 28th edition of the Dhaka International Trade Fair today. At this time, the Prime Minister declared handcraft products as the product of the year 2024. The Prime Minister said that the Padma breezes prove that no one can keep the people of Bangladesh in demand. People have the ability to face any calamity. All obstacles can be overcome if a timely action is taken. Prime Minister directed to strengthen economic diplomacy to create new markets in the world. BNP's movement is the cause of a distraction of the country and its democratic culture, says Awami League General Secretary and Road Transport and Business Minister Obaidul Qadir. He said BNP's movement has now become a joke in the country and abroad. He said this at the briefing at the Awami League President's political office in Dhanmondi today. He said BNP has the right to give a political program peacefully, but if violence is committed in the name of the movement, the law enforcement forces will take appropriate action. BNP has announced the program of a two-day black flag march to protest the rise in commodity prices and demand the release of imprisoned activists. The party will hold this program on January 26 in district headquarters and January 27 in all major cities across the country. Ruhul Kabir Rizvi, Senior Joint Secretary General of the party, announced this program at a press conference in Neapolitan today. Rizvi also commented that the people have rejected the government for taking away voting rights through irregularities. The United States has requested to simplify the process of forming trade unions in factories. The embassy, including the first secretary of the U.S. Embassy and the labor attached, made this request after meeting with the law minister Anisul Haq at the secretariat. The law minister told them that the process will be simplified by gradually reducing the rate of consent of a signature of the workers in forming the trade union. After the meeting, Anisul Haq gave this information to the journalists. According to the update list, the number of voters in the country is now 12,17,75,450 people. According to the list, there are 6,20,90,137 male voters and 5,96,84,389 women voters. EC Additional Secretary Ashok Kumar Debnath released the draft voter list at the Election Commission's Media Center today. He said that objections can be raised against the presence of foreign voters, deceased voters and fake voters in the draft list. The Election Commission will publish the final list on March 2nd after settling the objections. The next Upazila election will be based on this list. All primary and secondary schools in Rajshahi, Kurigram and Jaipurhat have been declared closed due to the severity of winter. The District Primary Education Officer and the Deputy Director of Secondary Education of Rajshahi region announced the holiday separately. As the temperature dropped below 10 degrees Celsius, all the secondary level education institutions of Rajshahi have been declared closed on Sunday and Monday. The minimum temperature recorded at Jaipurhat this morning was 9.5 degrees Celsius. Besides, all primary schools, high schools and madrasas of 9 upazilas of Kurigram have been closed. The minimum temperature of Kurigram was recorded at 9.9 degrees Celsius at 9 am. The ferry Rajanigandha 7 that sank at Paturia Ghat in Maniganj was not recovered even after 5 days. Ferry engine driver Humayun Kabir was also not found. Meanwhile, Hamza and Rusam failed to rescue the ferry, and conviction alone cannot save the ferry. That is why Jinai 1 is coming from Naranganj. The rescue ship Pratyaya started rescue work from 10 o'clock due to fog in the morning. Soling and balloon methods were worked on throughout the day on Saturday by infusing air into air lifting bags. The salvaged vessel Pratyaya has a capacity of 250 tons and the weight of the sunken ferry is about 300 tons, including 240 tons of salt. 3 diving teams of Navy, Fire Service and BIWTA are involved in the rescue operation. We are about to the end of the headlines once again. Dhaka International Trade Fair begins. Prime Minister declares handcraft products as a product of the year. BNP's movement is a source of laughter and jokes, says Obaidul Qadir. People have rejected the government, comments Rizvi. U.S. delegation meets Law Minister at Secretariat, requests to facilitate the process of formation of trade unions in the factories. That's all from our newsroom for now. Thanks for being with us. To join with MyTV News online, visit YouTube/MyTVBD News, and to watch all our programs, visit YouTube/MyTVBangla, Facebook/MyTVBangla. Our next bulletin will be telecast in Bangla at 7:30 p.m. Don't forget to join with us. Till then, stay connected. Allah Hafiz.